Sup everybody, we are back with more Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. And now we have Ronald McDonald Sholmes with us. Lovely time. Oh shoot, was there always a newspaper over here? Well, let's examine that first then. This looks like last week's edition. What's that article circled in red ink there? It's in an advertisement column. It says, "To the Red-Headed League." The Red-Headed League? What's that? I don't know. I've never heard of it before, but... Is something on my face? Yes, actually. There's something on your head, more so. The freaking way Susato just looks at him with that, like, face of, like... I don't know, it looks like she's shooting daggers at him. Clearly, this has something to do with that lively hair. The Red-Headed League article. Okay. Guess we just yoinked that. Oh wait, no. I don't want to present it, I just want to examine. On account of the bequest of the late Ezekiah Hopkins of Lebanon, PA, USA, there is now another vacancy open, which entitles a member of the league as a salary of £4 a week for purely nominal services. All red-headed men who are sound in body and mind and above the age of 21 years old are eligible. Apply in person on the morning of the 31st at the large park on Lime Street. Get £4 per week if you are a redhead. Well, that is certainly a thing that exists, apparently. Not much else to say beyond that. I do like this fireplace. It's one of the best things I've seen since we've arrived here in this country, in fact. Although I do yearn for a Japanese kotatsu. Putting your legs in a warm blanket is so comforting. Ow. I think we've already seen that. We might not actually get too much new dialogue here. Pretty little tea says as beautifully as ever. Look. Well, it's only by carefully taking care of a tea set that you can make good tea. Is that a roundabout way of telling me I need to tidy my desk? Oh, Mr. Naruhodo, you do overthink things at times. Though yes, you do need to tidy up. We got anything up here? That's Iris's wonderful collection of medicines, potions, and chemicals. Just look at all those little bottles she's squeezed onto the shelves. Yes, and there are charming little ribbons tied around the bottles, too. The labels aren't quite so charming, are they? This one here reads Deadly Poison. Deadly poison slimes, no hadged. Oh, I've been so excited about the idea of helping Iris with her experiments, you know. Just try to avoid any bottles labeled Deadly Poison or Highly Explosive. We can attempt. If I've remembered correctly, this large and imposing lump of iron is called a typewriter. To think that every single one of the adventures of Herlock Sholmes blossomed from this very machine. It's such a dreamy thought. I actually had a go on it the other day. The metal bars that move when you hit the keys got all tangled up somehow, and that made Iris angry. Mr. Naruhodo, you're ruining my dreamy thoughts. Please don't do that again. No, I've made Susato-san angry as well. It's okay. Everyone makes someone angry eventually. Let's talk about this last thing, which was kind of a big deal and I wanted to save it for the next episode. Even though it would have been a good cliffhanger now I think about it, but whatever. Mr. Sholmes, isn't it about time you told us the truth? Just over a week ago, you said to us, I will now tell you something of the first importance, my dear fellow. Great detectives are wont to lie. It will serve you well to remember that. Huh. That case above the SS Buria in January. Kazuma wasn't killed, and you knew he wasn't dead at the time. So what was really going on? The fellow was unconscious for a very long time. If he hadn't regained consciousness when he did, his life would have been in mortal peril. Of course, a side effect of the prolonged comatose state was amnesia, as you now know. It was a simple enough task to silence the crew. But how? After they'd carried him out of the cabin, I assembled them in the lobby area. Then I made them swear to leave him unconscious and have him unlaid from the ship in Hong Kong as a murdered corpse. Huh. Oh, how horrible. Wait, does that mean that frickin' Ryunosuke would have been arrested on false charges? If we hadn't done that case properly? I mean, granted, Sholmes himself was trying to help us, our own name, get uncovered. It was necessary to find some material with which to persuade the crewmen to keep their word, of course. But why? Why do it in the first place? I will be at liberty to elaborate in due course. But for the time being, I would like to reassure you. I didn't foresee subsequent events. What events? His disappearance in Hong Kong. Oh. I believe I may have made a gross error of judgment. Mr. Sholmes. Huh. It's weird seeing him be so serious. It's good to see, though. The best comedic characters are always the best when they actually have serious moments interlaid within all of the comedy. We haven't gone to the consultancy. I don't know. This. I probably won't be... The spade is still here, look. Please, Mr. Naruhodo, it's not a spade, as I think you well know it's a shovel. It'd take long to reignite that old argument. I have an idea. Let's give the implement a name, like Professor Hairbrain named his tools. Oh, shit. Oh, I never thought of doing that. From now on, then, let's call it Ryunosuke. No, it's clearly much more of a Susato. The old argument has taken a new and unexpected turn, it seems. You never know. I don't know, maybe we can name it Sholmes. Because it's certainly, if there's one thing that Sholmes is good at, it's digging up trouble for the rest of us. But Daruma doll is still winking at me, look. I wonder when he'll finally get his other eye filled in. Yes, I wonder. Well, you should know, Susato-san. I entrusted the task to you. The truth is, I have already decided when that will be. What? Really? When? That's my little secret. It would be... I still think it would be real cool if she actually did it, like, near the end of this game. The steam is rising gently from the kettle as always. Yes, it doesn't feel right somehow unless it is. But the steam has an unusual scent today. Perhaps the sweet potatoes that I brought back from Japan with me are ready. Go. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo, I heard that, you know. Tears of joy, Mrs. Sato, from my mouth. You see, I've been keeping my desk beautifully covered in papers as always. You really must tidy it all up, Mr. Naruhodo. No more excuses. The way I see it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That one's the same. I think we got all the unique stuff here. Oh, what's this, actually? I think this is new. My desk is just as it was before I left. Really? I don't think it looked like this. Sumi ink and a calligraphy brush, even though we're in England now. That strikes me as typically you, Mrs. Sato, and typically not you at the same time. Well, I do enjoy all the wonderful new things to come out of the West in the Cultural Revolution, of course. But I'm not ready to give up my brush just yet. And anyway, Sato-san can write more neatly with a brush than most people can with a pen. Practice makes perfect, as they say. Alright. Let me check something real quick. Alright. Sorry, I had to check something right there. I'm gonna head back to Sholmes' suite, because I think I'm supposed to present that newspaper. It looks as though someone circled an advertisement in this paper, Mr. Sholmes. To the Red-Headed League. Does that strike you in some way? Oh my god. I just realized Sholmes is broke beyond compare currently. Oh my god, this dude. He frickin' dyed his hair so he can get free cash. I was thinking that just maybe it might be related to your bright red hair. So, at last you've learned to apply my methods, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry? In the first instance, and quite indispensable. In the first instance, and quite indispensable. Observation. Believe me, I could have seen that hair with my eyes shut. So then, allow me to regale you with the details of my latest exploits. Regale or boast? Probably both. Or boast? Okay, let's talk to him. So what is the Red-Headed League, which seems to be the subject of the advertisement you've circled? You noticed it in the paper, then? That, my dear fellow, was going to be the source of this month's rent payment. It was? How? According to the advertisement, the Red-Headed League is a distinguished institution of fellows. Just fellows, nothing more, because I'm a dumb ass. Fellows of unspecified governance. In fact, the only condition to becoming a member is having red hair. That doesn't entirely surprise me. Reminds me of the frickin' blonde society from Regular Show. But listen to what the lucky redheads receive once they join. An unconditional salary of £4 a week. Oh my, £4 a week? But why? Why are they paying people? That I don't know. No details are given in the advertisement. But surely even every red-headed person in the country would be flocking to join in that case. You're right, Susie. There's no time to lose. I'll put in my application at once. So will I, just on the off chance. I might be stretching a point, I think. The trouble is, they have a fixed number of members, you see. Oh, I see. So once a certain number of people have joined, no one else can. But as luck would have it, one member recently passed away. It wasn't particularly lucky for the redhead in question, I feel, Mr. Sholmes. But it's lucky for me. So you decided to try to join in his place. Correct. I mean, look at me. Have you ever seen such a red-headed fellow? Did hair dye even exist back then? Did Sholmes invent hair dye just in order to do this shit? I wouldn't be surprised. No. So why did it go so wrong? What on earth happened? A blunder, Mr. Naruhodo, though it pains me to admit it. Your blunder. Something he would clearly never have. What did you actually do to your hair, Mr. Sholmes? I'm glad you asked, Mrs. Otto. What you see atop my head is neither dyed nor a hairpiece. I changed the color of my hair overnight, by the wonders of chemistry. Chemistry? I was conducting some research into a method of rejuvenating spent tea leaves, and in the course of my work I stumbled upon a potion that when taken turns one's hair a flame-like red. Would you like to try it? It will make every hair on your body perfectly crimson. I think I'll pass. But would the curtains match the drapes? I question the ethics of this. But Mr. Sholmes, is it quite safe to drink? Surely it's bad for you, isn't it? Amateurs are always hampered by such fears. Oh, I should never have doubted you, Mr. Sholmes. You mean to say... But of course, I am in incredible agony from side effects. To earn £4 a week, one must be prepared to turn a blind eye to a little danger. That degree of red signals more than just a... That degree of red signals more than just a little danger, surely. So anyway, Hurley left full of confidence yesterday with his new red hair. For the park on Lime Street where the Red-Headed League were interviewing prospective new members. So what went wrong? The whole park was choked with red-headed folk, like a Costa's orange barrow. I queued for 8 hours solid before at last I reached the front. But when the panel of interviewers saw me, they immediately said, "Ah, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, are you in disguise to conduct an investigation?" I was about to say, wouldn't they recognize someone as famous as you? This poor soul. This poor himbo. So naturally I had no choice but to reply. "Shh, don't give me away." After which I could do little else but turn and leave. Then this morning when I looked in the mirror, irritation stirred within me. So I turned that pair into the police. Oh, wow. Oh dear, what a disaster. For Hurley and those two redheads. God, imagine if Sholmes is gonna have red hair for the rest of this case. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Aha! Here is my guest now, my latest client with money to spend. Money, money, money. Ooh, I do hope it's an exciting case, Hurley. Remember, Iris, we are at present gripped by the greatest problem known to man. I must be willing to accept any case, no matter how unstimulating, save locating a runaway, of course. Don't spare anyone's feelings, will you? Oh dear, I'm afraid that Hurley can lack a little tact, especially just before the rent is due. We wouldn't have had this problem, Hurley, if you would just let me frickin' publish the stories on the haunted lodgings. Oh god, thwack. You? Juror number 2? Mr. Sholmes, oh, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, please, oh please. Please find my husband, he's run away. To upset me. I beg your pardon. Never mind, a personal matter, my apologies. What exactly are you trying to say, Mr. Naruto? I didn't say a word. Come, my dear madam, be seated. Iris, some tea if you please. Of course. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. What's the matter, Mrs. Sato? Oh, it's just that gentlewoman. I feel sure I've seen her somewhere before. Very recently. Like last case recently. Yes, now that you come to mention it. Oh. As I explained earlier, my name is Eve Vigil. Ah yes, Eve. Vigil. Yeah, very paragonish name. You would never do anything bad, clearly. I implore you to take the case, sir. Money is no object. Simply name your figure. Money and wealth are of little consequence to me, madam. Being offered a case to solve is reward enough. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you are the picture of benevolence. I will, of course, make a mental note of your offer, however, for contingent reasons. I trust you will remember your words also. If I might inquire, sir. This gentleman and lady would be... Oh, me? What I am about to tell you, I should like to communicate in the strictest confidence, you understand. Ah, these are my friends. I assure you, you may say before this pair anything which you may wish to say. Ah, I see. I can vouch for the gentleman personally, after all. He's hard of hearing. Why did I even get my hopes up? comedy. God, I'm misreading the phrase vigil as Virgil. I am the storm that is approaching. Forgive me for asking, Miss Vigil, but have we met somewhere before? Quite recently, perhaps? Oh my. Pshaw, my dear fellow, what is your intention? Clearly you have no ability to differentiate the facial features of the English. If you wish to invite the lady to tea, you must do so in a proper gentlemanly fashion. Are we going for NTR? Is it possible that you're the nice young lawyer from the trial I attended last week? I knew I recognized her. Yep, juror number 2. To have a man's fate in the palm of one's hand. Oh gosh, oh golly, it sends shivers down my spine. I didn't quite recognize her because she's acting so differently now. It must be very difficult for you as a lawyer. Being hard of hearing, I mean. Pardon? Oh dear, I'm so sorry. Don't worry if you can't hear. It was frippery, really. Nothing more. Frippery, what the hell does that mean? Now look at what you've started, Mr. Sholmes. Thank you very much. No problem. Though I can't hear you, because if you can't hear me, then how can I hear you? I believe it would be prudent for you to sit quietly in the corner. More like the coroner. Wait, that's a joke for last case, not this one. Mr. Vigil. Tell us about your husband, madam. Mr. Vigil, my daily, is 40 years of age. I have a photograph here. Huh. An entirely unremarkable gentleman, by appearance at least. How long have you been married? It will be 15 years this year. We have a cordial relationship and my husband's income is more than adequate, so we live comfortably. As it would appear. I need only look at you to know those things. Oh gosh. Your dress is the latest style, your hat clearly regularly groomed, and your eyes are animated. Clearly, the developers of this game spent extra budget on you. In short, you have no inkling as to why your husband might have disappeared, correct? That's right. He's a kind man with a strong sense of loyalty, and he rather dotes on me. Which would point to the possibility that he has become embroiled in some incident or another. Oh, that is exactly what I fear must have happened, Mr. Sholmes. I'm quite beside myself. My husband's employment is somewhat unusual, you see. What if he's incurred some miscreant's ill will? What exactly is your husband's line of work? He's a warder at the prison. A guard? That is somewhat unusual. Oh god, are we gonna have a frickin' prison case? We're gonna have to see, like, characters that we saw in the previous game and this game that we've sent to jail. Prison warder. So, your husband is a prison warder? That's right, yes. Well, in actual fact, he's the chief warder. Indeed, I see. Well, chief prison warder certainly qualifies as something of a specialist occupation. Yes, it does indeed. My poor husband must prepare those dreadful punishments and see that they're carried out. Dreadful punishments? Does she mean capital punishments? And at such times you must occasionally spend a night or two in the prison dormitory. But for that extra responsibility he is remunerated more handsomely than the other warders. Yo, can people stop talking in moon runes? Like, I cannot understand a good third of what some of these English people to say. Of course we make no mention of my husband's work to the neighbors. Yes, I believe your prudence is justified. Tell me, at what prison is your husband engaged? Barclay Prison, Mr. Sholmes. Really, Barclay? Oh, a fine establishment. If I'm not mistaken, there was a large cemetery just behind it. Oh, it's that one. I said that in voice still.
Yes, that's correct. Lowgate Cemetery.
No. Lowgate Cemetery? The very place we were discussing in court. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable, my dear fellow, and yet undeniable.
Sorry, Mr. Sholmes, I'm afraid you've lost me.
Pay no mead, Haddam. Pay no mead. A private matter. You know, mead, like the things that people drink in Skyrim and shit, I don't know. This can't really be a coincidence, can it? You know what I realized, actually, just now? I was thinking back to the last case and all the people that we met, and there is one person we met very briefly that was back when we met Scythe in her laboratory. There was someone else that was wearing like a mask of some type. I wonder if they're gonna... They've got to have some type of reappearance, either this case or next. I don't know. They looked like they could be Dr. Scythe's daughter, so that's going to be kind of awkward considering we put her in jail. So, to the matter of your husband's disappearance, when did you realize he was missing?
Please try not to laugh. It was yesterday.
I'm sorry, yesterday? That really is recent. Laughably so.
The truth is, my husband does at times have occasion to spend the night away for his work. It's not at all out of the ordinary for him not to return home at night, but this is different. For him to not make any contact for a whole day? That has certainly never happened before. Oh, my dear Daly, whatever can have happened?
My dear Miss Vigil, calm. Please calm yourself, even though your voice seems quite calm. Now then, have you contacted the police?
Why, naturally, but sadly. They refuse to listen to my pleas as my husband has only been missing for one day. I was asked to wait patiently at home.
In truth, Miss Vigil, I concur with the police. However, let us not be hasty. See no reason why we shouldn't not engage my deductive powers to track your husband down anyway.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes.
And furthermore, let me assure you, I will get my money that I am owed. A chance to solve the greatest problem known to man for another month has no bearing on my decision. I seek only to put a sweet smile on another Londoner's face. That's really all there is to it.
You have my eternal gratitude. I shall pay any sum you care to mention.
You seek only to put this suite's rent in your landlady's purse. That's all there is to it. Alright. Thank you for everything you have shared with us, Miss Vigil. I believe I have all the information I need to begin my investigation.
Oh, please report to me soon with good news, sir.
Fear not, madam. In a day or two, I should be contacting you with a heartening report, I'm quite sure.
So soon? Oh, how splendid, Mr. Sholmes.
Good news should be delivered early, I always say. If you would be so kind as to leave the photograph of your husband in my possession. Why is it put into the court record if he's the one taking it? Thank you. Now allow me to show you the door. It's over there. It's actually quite cool, isn't it? It's made out of mahogany.
I can't thank you enough, Mr. Sholmes. You've been simply marvelous. Au revoir. You know, I think at every time, Hurley. But how do you come up with such nonsense? Good news in a day or two, are you sure?
I can't be sure, of course, but then I didn't swear on it. I merely gave the good woman some hope. A hope to be able to give her good news, one might say. Man, you're a piece of work. After all, the rent must be paid by the end of day tomorrow. If by that time I have successfully located Miss Vigil, we shall be mutually relieved. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? Don't look at me with those pleading eyes. Well, my dear fellow, did you hear the details of the case? Yes, my hearing is surprisingly good, actually, despite what you seem to say. Excellent! And what did you make of it? Well, I was surprised to learn where her husband worked. At Barclay Prison, I mean. Ah, so you noted that. Kind of hard not to, considering our history with that place.
Of course, especially with the mention of Lowgate Cemetery.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. Lowgate Cemetery is at the rear of Barclay Prison, so it was renowned among us students at the university for being haunted by the ghosts of condemned convicts. Of course they had to show this line out of all things. They had to show the Among Us a second time.
Barclay Prison is where that notorious man was incarcerated.
The professor. And now a warder from the prison has mysteriously disappeared, it would seem. It's all very peculiar. Yeah, literally every single case we've been involved in this game has been in some way related to the professor. The second case where the professor apparently hid some shit in his... The second case where the professor hid a bunch of treasure in Shamspeare's room. Actually, no, it was in Sosuke's room, not Shamspeare's. And then there was, what do you call it? Next up, there was, obviously, Case 3. I don't even have to explain Case 3. Case 1, there was, it wasn't really much. It was mostly just tying Case 1 into Case 2 through Sosuke. But we also learned some stuff about Kazuma. Kazuma's definitely going to come up as a big plot point later, but I don't know as to how. Indeed, but nothing you can't handle, I'm quite certain, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry? Run along to the prison and see what you can glean. Would you? It's the prison governor you want. No doubt the man is equally worried. But aren't you going to go yourself? Surely you needn't ask. I can't possibly be seen out with this hair. I look like a clown. Not even the funny type, the depressing one. Didn't you go out to Lime Street with that hair? That was a quite different matter. So I leave it in your capable hands. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm rather busy. With what? Of course you are. Alright, got a new location. Prison Governor's Office. Certainly a new place. What's it gonna look like in here? Barclay Prison is on the outskirts of London, backing onto a lonely burial ground. I don't like the fact that it's a black screen. Black screens usually mean that when it lights up, there's some bad shit. Its four high outer walls loomed quietly before us in the fog. Having requested a meeting, we were shown to the governor's office in the watchtower. Doesn't look like there's anything bad here. I mean, besides the frickin' guillotine clock, the frickin' flintlock, and then the giant axe, and then all the handcuffs. I mean, granted, the handcuffs, I guess you can kind of expect, but eh. That is an entire man, holy shit. Oh god, what type of voice do I give for this absolute frickin' Sigma male? This absolute unit. This place is full of hardened criminals. Oh, wait, This place is full of hardened criminals. I can remember the last time a civilian was down here. Oh my god, that is a thick accent. And you didn't want to talk to an inmate, but to me. Look at... Holy shit, bro. Man is brawlic. Do you ken who I am? I'm the governor, Barry Caden, Caden? Wait, where have we seen that name before? Shit, where was it? Oh god, Caden. Ah, frick. Wait, let me check stuff. Shit. Is it anyone we have in here? Nope. Damn it. Oh, yes, it's a pleasure. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo, defense lawyer. And an Easterner, I see. Does that mean? Yes, I'm a visiting student of law from the Empire of Japan. Japan? Did you say Japan? Yes. Well, there's no any of your kind in here, laddie. Maybe you should try the prison next door, eh? Oh, maybe... Dude, I should... Oh, what if I give him the fucking Scotsman's voice from Samurai Jack? You belt-weight pansy! I didn't notice another prison next door, sir. Oh my god, I'm definitely using that voice. Anyway, we came to ask you... I didn't like to be so direct, but... I've no intention of speaking with the likes of you suspicious-looking Easterners. That's a bit too high-pitched of a voice, but I'm gonna stick with it anyways, because fuck it. Now get out of my hair! So, as soon as he finds out that we're from Japan, he reacts like this. Yay, racism! Not really, that's not good. That surely means... I think it's because of the professor case. You think so too? 10 years ago, Genshin Nasogi, also known as the Professor, was incarcerated in this prison. And then, after his execution, he apparently re-emerged from his grave in the cemetery behind the prison. I might have known. You're sniffing around about this place, aren't you? Man is just spinning handcuffs. Your agency, part of the Professor's great web, no doubt. No, not at all, we're just... Get going with ya, before I punch your lights out. We're going. Clearly the ghost of that killer still haunts this place. We're not going to get anywhere here. Unless we can somehow prove to this man that there's nothing suspicious about us. Governor Caden. What are you thinking, Mrs. Sato? I feel sure that name came up in the conversation recently somewhere. I know, right? I forget where. I was wondering if whoever mentioned him might have some ideas to help us. Come to think of it, I have the same feeling. Oh, was it Jigoku and Mikotoba? It might have been. Was it? Ah, there he is. Hello, sir. Moshi Mosh. It's Professor Mikotoba over there. Ah, hello, you two. I was just taking a moment to catch up on the world now that I'm unpacked. But where's Judge Jigoku? Yes, he's not the relaxing sort. He's taken himself off to pay his respects to all the legal bigwigs. Having only just arrived in the country today, goodness, he is full of energy. Professor, you mentioned something before about how you'd known the prison governor at Barclay Prison. Oh, Governor Caden, you mean? So it is the same man. Father, we must speak with the governor. But he refuses to talk to us. He said we are suspicious Easterners. Well, I'm sure if I accompanied you, it would be a very different story. Oh, would you? That would be wonderful if you have time now. Sadly, as you can see, I'm very busy at the moment reading a newspaper. Busy drinking coffee on a comfortable settee. Now, I have rather a lot to prepare for tomorrow, you know. Oh, sorry. I didn't say that out loud, did I? No, he just has the same mind-reading powers as Susato. Like father, like daughter, as you know. Mikitobas are alarmingly good at reading people's thoughts. Exactly. Oh my god, Ryunosuke, I have been saying that... God. Okay, so it does just run in the family. I'm glad that he finally says out loud, like, yo, you people need to stop reading my mind. Or could it be that you Naruhodos are alarmingly bad at hiding your thoughts? Either or. Let's not fall out now. I have an idea. Eh? What's he writing on that piece of paper? Here's a letter of introduction for you. Hopefully when he sees my name, he'll change his tune. Thank you. Letter of introduction has been entered into the court record. Good luck, then. Alright. Thank you very much, sir. We'll be heading out now. Have a nice time enjoying the papers. Now, this entire man right here. What was it? We can't even see. Oh, what the hell? Oh, it looks like this is some sort of steamship ticket. The SS Grouse. Grouse? First class cabin 001. Yokohama departure. September 11th. Ooh, that's not the best date. London arrival, November 1st. Ah, that's the boat that Professor Mikitoba and Judge Jigoku came on from Japan, isn't it? Yes, I think it called at Durkin on the north coast of France for a night before finally arriving in Dover. Ben Dover. To think it's been almost a year since we arrived in Dover on the SS Buria. It seems a shame not to keep your ticket as a memento of your trip, don't you think? Yes, I agree. I have mine safely in my diary. I keep mine in my wallet, so I have it with me at all times. Oh, well how strange. Where could it have gone? Are you like this on purpose, Mr. Naruhodo? Did I imagine it, or was that comment accompanied by a little sigh? Oh shit, that's an actual, thing. I thought that was just like a little Easter egg. Since we're gonna give the letter of introduction to him right now. If you just cast your eyes over this, Governor Caden. What's this then? You can pull the wool over my eyes, you good-for-nothing Japanese student. Mikotoba. That young chuck from the forensics laboratory. That Mikotoba. Yes, exactly, him. Oh dear, perhaps I should have said something earlier. I'm Eugene Mikotoba's daughter, Susato. Jinx, you're the young man's daughter. And you didn't think to mention that afore. I apologize to anyone who's like Scottish or something. Oh man. I apologize anytime I have to use a new accent in this game. I will say that I am enjoying doing this voice, but I apologize all the same. I do apologize. I will. You'd best take a seat then. Can I offer you a cup of tea, perhaps? And don't forget to try one of these wee handcuff biscuits. Isn't that just an 8? Your father's influence is nothing short of amazing. I'm bitterly regretting not announcing who I was from the outset now. So then, what can I do for you, hen? Well, we're currently investigating a case. It's one of your warders, you see. He's gone missing. Missing? That's right. It's surely been reported to you as well, being the prison governor. Oh, the investigation music's gone. I have heard nothing of the sort. There's no missing persons in my prison. Oh, but how can that be? It's Mr. Daily Vigil, your chief wardener. Vigil? That's right. His wife came to us and asked us to investigate his disappearance. Skip the part about him only going missing yesterday for now. Everything good? Clearly that means something to him.
Would you be so kind as to tell us what you know, sir?
I of course.
Bum, 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 ba-dum.
Well, next time on Greatest Attorney, we will, Greatest Attorney 2, I should say, Resolve. We will talk to Governor Caden over here, and I will search up videos of in the meantime, I will search up videos of the Scotsman from Samurai Jack in order to get the voice down better. But yeah, next time we'll talk to this man and examine the room as well to see what dialogue we get. Adios, ciao, and bye-bye. Signing off until next time. Ja, mata ne.